Don't look at me. Oh, God. Hello, everyone. How's it going today? Yep, we got downtime. So, hello and welcome to Court of the Rings here on twitch.tv/LotroStream, youtube.com/Lord of the Rings /live, and facebook.com/Lotro. And thank you very much for being here. Yep, we don't have a game to play right now because we're in the middle of some big maintenance downtime. Sorry about that. Working to get it up as soon as we can, but it's probably going to be... And we have it scheduled till 3. The goal is to get it up clearly before 3 o'clock. We'll see how we end up doing on that front, but that is the intention. It's like the Matrix. Hey, everyone. All right, yeah, so I don't have too much going on today. I thought what I would do is answer your questions, do a lot of Q&A. I do have some news I can pass along, which I'll do shortly. And, I don't know, just kind of hang out for a little bit, have fun. Probably call it an early show, because I don't know if I can actually talk. Well, I could talk for an hour, but... Can't wait to say goodbye to the mustache. I know, I agree. By the way, thank you. This is the final day of Movember. This isn't a Lotro thing, it's a DDO thing, so I don't want to get too much into it, but... Yep, the mustache goes away after today. I shave it all off, and then I look all clean-shaven for a little while, and then hopefully by the start of 2018, I'm going to have my beard back. And I agree. I do this not because it is a good fashion statement, but it's for a good cause. So, whatever. You have been getting ads while watching the videos on demand. Is that a Twitch issue or something new with the channel? It's not anything that I have done on my end. We have advertising turned off on our settings here for LotroStream. It's possible that the person doing the video on demand, if it's from their own channel, has it set somewhat differently. It also is possible / likely Twitch is just kind of doing its own thing in terms of monetization, but we are not directly monetizing LotroStream in any way here. That's a deliberate choice that I have. We actually have had a few people over the years, or not over the years, over the months, I guess, or whatever, say, hey, you know, I'd like to subscribe and help out the streamers. So what I usually say to that is, find a streamer you like, go to their channel and support them that way. We are no profit on LotroStream, and that's by design. So, all right, let me just check 64-bit client for the win. I actually did check because I knew that that was going to come up. I was like, well, what's the status of the 64-bit client? It is still being worked on. There are still no major issues with it. The engineer, the main engineer who's been tasked to kind of coordinate and lead efforts for that, has also been doing some other engineering work. So they're not 100% only on 64-bit client, but that is one of their main tasks. It's a slow burn, I guess you could say. It's coming in, but it is being worked on, continues to be worked on, and it is full steam ahead on that. All right, so let me get to a little bit of news here. I put together a bit of a hit list of things that I knew that I would be able to talk about for the stream today, so let me actually go through some of that sort of thing. The first bit of news I could mention is we are on track for 21.3 to release it later this month. Stay tuned for more information. This month, I mean December, sorry. Kind of early mid-ish December is our current time frame on releasing 21.3, assuming things go well. with our next Bull Roarer preview, which is set for perhaps even late today. Tiber is working to get Bull Roarer updated with 21.3, a new update of it. And that update is going to have some PvMP changes and some raid changes. And I can talk a little bit about that sort of thing right now. So, on our next preview for Bull Roarer, which, like I say, could be going up as soon as tonight, say, we are making some additional changes to base monster player stats and their traits. We do still have some work to do on that, but we are closer to where we're trying to get them for 21.3. And what in general we're doing is we are bringing up the base mitigations and reducing the power of crits on both sides. We're doing that by giving monster players high crit defense and reduced crit magnitude bonuses. Some of the racial bonuses have also been updated in PvMP. Some still need some work. So we would really appreciate if you are a PvMP player to check out Bull Roarer when it goes live, either tonight, tomorrow, something like that, and get us some good qualitative feedback on what you see there, because we'd love to sort of see where we hit it on the dartboard and let us know what further work you would like to see done and what the impact of the changes are with your practical experience in playing with it on Bull Roarer. So anyway, that's the one main focus of 21.3 on Bull Roarer today, tomorrow. And the other main focus is an update to the raid. We're made, frankly, a bunch of additions to it to make it more playable on our preview environment, because, it's been in an in-progress state, and it remains that way. We did a bunch of bug fixes, a bunch of polish to both the second and the third bosses. The other big piece that I would mention is that we are changing some of the chest locks in the raid based on your feedback. So, Tier 1 Tier 1 chests and the tracking quest will now reset 3 times per week on Tier 1. Chests and the tracking quest will now reset 3 times per week. Specifically, that'll be on Monday, Thursday, and Saturday at 3 a.m. server time. Same time as the bonuses turn off if you want to know when that is according to your time. On Tier 2 and Tier 2 Challenge, the chests and the tracking quest will still reset once a week. That'll be Thursday at 3 a.m. server time. The other big thing that we're doing for raid loot is we are going to be making gear that drops in the raid bound to account. Some of it already was bound to account because it was in the account selection package, but if it wasn't already in a picker box, or however you want to call it, it's going to be bound to account now. So we're changing a bunch of the raid gear to be bound to account, so that should be good. People have been asking for that, and we agree, so we're going to be able to do that. We'll note on Bull Roarer, we still do have some issues with the vendor offerings of raid gear. Some of it's on the wrong vendor, some of it's duplicated on a second vendor, may not be deed gated like it should be, some of it's the wrong price, and that bound to account stuff didn't make it into this Bull Roarer patch, but that is coming. So, yeah. Still in progress, still on track to release 21.3, say mid-ish December, early mid-December. We'll have more information as we get closer to that, but that's some good stuff. PvMP changes, some bug fixes and polish to the second and third bosses, changing the chests and tracking quest on Tier 1 of the raid to 3 times per week resetting. Tier 2 is once a week, Tier 2 challenge as well, and the gear is going to be bound to account. Cool. What are our options for buying Mordor now, and what comes with the Lotro store purchase? We do have both Mordor and the High Elf available in the Lotro store. My understanding is that the Lotro store purchase of Mordor is the equivalent to the base edition that you can find in the Lotro market. It gets you the content. And then you can choose to purchase High Elf or not as well. Someone said in-game that black loot boxes we get today will not be updated with the new gear when the raid goes live, but will have the old gear. Is that true? I will need to double check with the dev who actually does the tech work on that, but my understanding is it rolls on the result table when you open the box, not when you acquire the box. So it should be updated with the new stuff, provided you open it when the new stuff is available in the game. Is this upcoming beta weekend the last one for 21.3? Possibly. Theoretically, depending on what happens, we could maybe do one next week as well, but pretty good chance that this might be the final one. All right. It needs to be bound to account because sometimes you want to gear your hunter, but your kin needs you on a healer. Yep, and that's one of the big reasons we're doing this. Hey, Bloodborne, by the way, did want to give a shout out to Bloodborne. My understanding is as of tomorrow, Bloodborne is kicking off a big ol' thing on his channel. That's twitch.tv/Bloodborne. Doing giveaways of X-Packs and all sorts of good stuff. You can check out his channel for more information about that. It is also in the Lotro Beacon, which will be published later today. I'm waiting until the downtime is over to publish the Beacon and the DDO Chronicle, because a lot of the stuff says now it's on sale, except it's not on sale because you can't log into the game to get the thing. So I'm waiting for that to actually kick in, and then we'll have the Beacon and the Chronicle today. I would point out we did put up a new dev diary yesterday. That is Jeff Libby talking a little bit about Aragorn and things like that. Are the servers still off? Yep. We are... We have a lot of work to do on that. Not me, personally. I'm just mostly just saying when it's all up. But they are currently copying log partitions, checking their read-only databases, running some SQL agent jobs, updating PRTG monitoring. I don't know. Reversing the polarity on the dilithium crystals, I guess. All right, so there we go. Oh yeah, good point. We also have the Festival Encore that is happening here on the Lotro event schedule. I could actually... Well, actually, I don't think so, because the website was not up last time I checked. Let me check. Well, we have a Harvest Math Festival Encore that kicked off, yesterday, 10 a.m., and it runs through the... You would think, because I'm the one who writes in the dates, that I would actually remember what those dates are. But no. Yeah, I'm not getting the website to load very well. So, okay, Fall Festival Encore. Yep, it kicks off today and runs through December 10th, being shut off at 3 a.m. server time on Monday, December 11th. Thank you, Druid's Fire. Morning of the 11th, yep. Hey, Gussie Moose, Skipeo, very nice to see you. No hardware upgrades today. Actually, I believe they are doing some hardware work kind of behind the scenes on the various things that they're doing. That's part of why it's such a long downtime, is we're doing like some big database maintenance and actually even still, I think, a few minor pieces of transition work that still need to get done. You know, it's kind of funny when you start digging through all the databases and servers and hardware and that, you can still occasionally find pieces where us and Turbine were sharing some tech. And as soon as we identify that, we work to mitigate it. So that's what's going on. Hopefully up before 3. Theoretically possible it'll be 3. Does the office get decorated for the holidays? You know, honestly, we haven't really done a lot of holiday decoration. We have a Charlie Brown Christmas tree over on a table that we do for snacks. And I think we still have some Halloween decorations up. Nice. Thank you, Blossomberry, for the kind words. Care to comment on the chance of getting racial skills to scale? I have not heard of us doing that work. No changes to instances today? No, we do have some featured instance changes that are incoming with 21.3. Let me actually, I was working on the release notes yesterday on that, so let me actually see if I can call that up. See if that's actually impacted as well. Nope. So for featured instances, we're updating the rotation with 21.3 to be the Dome of Stars is going to replace Lost Temple. Great Barrow the Maze will replace Samoth Gul. Fornost Wraith of Fire will replace Dungeons of Dol Guldur. Sunken Labyrinth will replace the Hall of Night. Ruined City will replace Stoneheight. And the Battle for Erebor will replace Barad Guldur. That's cool. Has anyone asked what on earth possessed us to replace daily expedition rewards with slivers? Yes, so the way it had been working is that sometimes you were not getting any reward at all for the daily expedition ones because you would get, what, 3 of the key-like things per week, but then twice you wouldn't get anything. And so instead we're giving you basically the same amount of stuff, but we're doing it daily so that you always get a reward for running those daily quests. So that's the reason for that, Ashigaru, is we're giving a consistent reward rather than a sometimes award on the daily expeditions. Can I put the featured instance changes into the beacon, please? Nope. Sorry, that's 21.3 release notes. I'm giving you a sneak peek. As of the latest Bull Roar build, there will be garlands as housing items with a raid update, one color for the wall and one for the ceiling. Would it be possible to make both kinds fit into the wall and ceiling? There are not too that many ceiling slots after all, so we would mostly be stuck with one color. I will have to check into that. My guess is that they may not be compatible like that, but I can check. Will the binding change at least? No. Sorry. I know that's an unpopular change, but that is a change that will be done. Teleria is a weird question that I don't know the answer to. Is it intentional that high elves are not able to complete the Dwarven prologue? Don't understand why you would be able to complete the Dwarven prologue as a high elf. But you're saying that you can do the Hobbit prologue, and that seems weird too. That sounds like a bug to me. Is today the last day to send me a donation to Extra Life? Yes and no. I am technically taking donations for Extra Life through the end of November. This is the end of November. But practically, we are right in the final death throes of getting the Mists of Ravenloft over on the Dungeons and Dragons online side out the door. So I'm doing things like marketing work and release note work and all sorts of work related to that. So the reality is I'm not going to have time to pick the winners for the drawings and that until next week. So technically, today is the last formal day I'm taking Extra Life donations. But if you really want to get something in, like if you get paid on Friday or whatever, and feel like kicking in a few bucks, that's fine. You've really got the weekend to get those donations in. What news of the new instrument and Hobbit and Dwarf model updates? No news outside of what's in the producer's letter, which I guess this is the first show since we published that because I didn't have a show last Thursday. But we are bringing in the fiddle. Actually, across the hall last week or the week before, they were doing the recording sessions with the real fiddler to get the audio for that, so that was pretty neat. And Hobbit and Dwarf model updates are set for 2018. I don't think we want to formally commit to an update yet, but that work is soon, if not already slightly started, on the Avatar updates for Hobbit and Dwarf, and it'll be out when it's ready to be out. Sorry, Jet Paladin, I don't really have a good answer for your could the bow skill thing make a difference. Sorry, I also don't know Finlay777 on. Apparently, some people in your group didn't get the Challenger of Saruman title that you feel should. That's really a customer service thing. I don't have a good answer to that. Sorry. Prologue is after the intro area in the first chain. Before you head to meet Barliman Butterbur for Chapter 1 of Volume 1, Hobbit Prologue was needed for Anniversary event this year. All races should be able to pick up all prologues, not a bug. Okay, cool. It sounds like then if that is the case, then it is a bug that the High Elf not be able to complete the Dwarven thing. Although you did mention that if you need the Hobbit Prologue for the Anniversary, it could be that was given an exception because it is completable for the anniversary, or is required for the anniversary event. What is my current confidence level about the 64-bit client project? High. I mean, we wouldn't have spent all this time working on it if we didn't think we were going to do it. So, provided we don't run into any kind of big gotchas between now and releasing it, should be good. Any news on what happens if people have over 10,000 Ash of Gorgoroth already, with a cap going to be 10k? You don't lose anything. It'll stay. You'll keep all the Ash of Gorgoroth you have. You will not acquire more Ash until you spend that down. So you won't lose any of the Ash, but you're not going to be able to get more Ash. You're not going to be able to disenchant gear for Ash and that sort of thing until you spend it down. So spend it down if you're above the cap, if you intend to keep earning it. Sorry, Sad Ranger, but yes, God, how much do I want to upset people today? The free Black Steel keys that could be traded and mailed to anyone were not intended to be that. And we are making them bound after 21.3. They will remain free, but the unbound black keys were a bug and not good for the design goals. Great for you guys, not good for the design goals. So that's coming to an end, and I'm sorry about that. Have we done any internal discussions about fellowship maneuvers and bringing them up to current power levels? No. We like Fellowship Maneuvers too, but it just really hasn't come up on the agenda of things to work on. All right, yeah, so I got that. Let me head over to YouTube here quick. Any news about PVMP? Sure, I did talk about that already, but just to reiterate, we do have some additional PVMP changes coming in 21.3 that'll be available on Bull Roar to preview tonight. And that includes some changes made to base monster player stats and their traits, bringing up base mitigations, reducing the power of crits on both sides by giving monster players high crit defense and reduced crit magnitude bonuses, and then updating some of the racial bonuses. We do have more work to do, but we've done really kind of a second pass on PVMP work for 21.3, second package of work, I guess you could say, and we look forward to seeing your feedback about it. No word on updating featured instance loot. I did hear someone say that we kind of need to do that, but we just haven't been able to fit that into the schedule yet. There was a lot of feedback regarding the change of only being able to open Saragost and Narraband chests once a day. Any change we can expect there? Yes, Lapchus Kitty. With 21.3, we are changing it so on Tier 1, you will be able to open the chest 3 times per week. Monday, Thursday, Saturday will reset at 3 a.m. server time. So we're changing it for on Tier 1 from once a week to 3 times per week. We're making the raid loot all bound to account. And on Tier 2 and T2C, it'll still be once a week. What are my feelings and hopes for the acquisition for the Amazon Lotro series? I really can't talk about that too much. I hope it's good. Amazon's got some money, so they could probably make a nice big budget Lotro if they want, or Lord of the Rings show if they want to. I hope it's awesome. Any way to contact me through voice chat? No. Sorry. Sorry, Hells. I'm not trying to be a jerk. If I start opening myself up to just like player communication through voice chat, I ain't never gonna get work done. Because there's too many of you. I can't do that. Sorry. When will Northern Mirkwood be released? Next spring, I assume? Yeah, something like that. I don't know if it's formally going to be in spring, but, first part of the year. I don't really have anything to say about the big loot box controversy involving other companies. Sorry, Joego. It's not really something that would be good for me to get into. For us, our loot box strategy is something we're always taking a look at. But that's really about all I'd say on it. We want you guys to like it. So, I look so tired today. I know. I am tired. What can I say? We are in like I said, the death throes of getting out our next expansion. So, you guys have been playing Mordor. I've been playing Mordor 2, or Lotro 2, but we went straight from Mordor into Ravenloft on the DDO side. So, I am a little tired. I have got a lot going on in my life right now. So sorry if I'm a little tired. I are the olds. I are the olds. Get off my lawn. Dum-dum-dum. Will pricing on Northern Mirkwood be similar or not similar to Mordor? Let me clarify that. Northern Mirkwood, Update 22, is not an expansion. At this time, we have no plans to do an expansion in 2018. So it'll be typical content, available as a VIP or purchasable as a pack in the Lotro store. I also am coming off a cold, so that's part of the tiredness. Plus, I'm blown up in the video, so, Ah! Oh, hey, let me say this. I'm not going to... Let me make sure... Scratch that out real quick. Yo, G, we got your letter. Someone sent us a actual physical mail all the way from Australia last week, and we did get that letter in the mail, and we read through it. It was basically a written out bunch of suggestions for us, some things that they would love to see come to Lotro, and it was awesome. It was pretty cool to get that. So thank you to the person who sent that. If you're watching the stream, we appreciate that. It was really, really cool to get that sort of thing. Is LotraStream going to get emotes for Twitch? Maybe someday. I don't know. Maybe someday. Are we making all keys bound then? No, just the ones that we're changing here for 21.3. The older keys or whatever are, as far as I'm aware, not going to be changing. Price on the Mirkwood pack, I don't actually know what that price is going to be. I mean, it hasn't even been made yet. That tends to come fairly late in the process in terms of locking down the prices, but it's going to be in the range of all the other stuff that you get. And no, Northern Mirkwood will not be delayed for the store like Mordor because it's not an expansion pack. You're just going to be able to play it like any other piece of content. So I'm trying to read through some of the comments. Like I say, I don't want to get into loot box controversy stuff. I'm sorry. I'm not prepared to get into the weeds and start bashing other companies and what have you. So that's something you can talk about, not something I can talk about. Oh, we'd have to turn on the sub button to get Twitch emotes? Okay, well, sounds like something we're not going to be able to do then. Because, like I say, we're a no-profit operation here on Twitch for LotraStream, and I don't want to start dealing with that. So explaining your thinking, Moxon. I finished gearing up my main, and I have no use for the black keys anymore. What motivation is there for me to keep running Mordor dailies on her since she can't help my alts? That motivation would not be to get black keys, I can tell you that much. If you find the content fun, or if you have other reasons why you would want to run that content, then you could run it for that. But otherwise, find something else to do. Dum-dum-dum-dum. When are the servers going to be back online? Yeah, tell me about it. We are on track we're still on track in terms of the downtime. We have announced 3 p.m. Eastern as the far end of our uptime notice. Could be a little earlier than that, but we're going to have to stay tuned, see how things go in the next couple hours. So this is not going to feature all of Northern Mirkwood, right? Yes, correct. I mean, it's big, but it's not, you know, mortar size big. Any news for Monster Player? Yes, I've mentioned it twice so far, but let me just real quick bring it a third time. We're doing some work here on 21.3 that you'll see on Bull Roar as soon as tonight for Monster Player stuff, and we would love to get your feedback on that. We're bringing up base mitigations, reducing the power of crits on both sides, giving Monster Players high crit defense, reduced crit magnitude bonuses, updating some racial bonuses, making numerous changes to base Monster Player stats and their traits. Will the Lotra forums be back up before the game or release notes released? Well, we don't have release notes for this downtime. The forums are part of the same maintenance work. I mean, they're attached to the same hardware that's undergoing the work. So it may well be that the forums, you can't log into them or largely access them until everything is back up and running. Sorry. It'll probably be up a little bit before we announce the formal uptime because they're going to be firing things up and then doing checks and all that. But, yeah. So. All right. Will we get the Gladden Fields in the lands of the Bjornings? I would like to sail to Valinor. Yeah. Are we ever going to get to go to the as of yet inaccessible areas of Middle Earth like Minhiriath, the Tower Hills, and the Far Downs, etc.? We have a lot of things that we can bring you, and we've got years worth of we could do this, we could do this, we could do this in the works. So I would not want to commit us to a specific area, but we've got lots of plans. I know it's not in my hands. Any idea if Chance Thomas plans on releasing the Mordor soundtrack on CD? You're right that I have no control over that. That's really a question for Chance Thomas and Huge Sound Records. I have not personally heard of any plans to release the Mordor soundtrack on CD, for what that's worth. Any chance we could see an armor that grows with the player, like legendary weapons do in the future? Theoretically, we could do something like that. I've not heard of an intention to do that, but never say never. Could happen. All right, over to Facebook real quick. Will we ever have lifetime memberships offered ever again? No. Sorry. What level range is Northern Mirkwood? I don't know. It's going to be high-end stuff. Have I mentioned a date for the next update release? Only tentatively, in that we're kind of looking at early mid-ish December. About the elk mounts for Yulefest, will there be only normal steeds or a war steed set too? Huh. I don't know. Let me see if I can find an answer for you on that. Yule Festival 2017. Okay. I only see... I do not see Warsteed versions of the new Elks. Sorry. So it looks like it is not a Warsteed version. Why are elk mounts a higher priority than warcoats? I don't know, it just seemed cool. And it fit with the itemization for Yule Festival. So that's really, I think, all that is there was interest, it made sense. It was the timing was right. I don't know what you mean, Wubber Ducky, by OCE Lotro server. I don't know what OCE means. Sorry. Any chance we can get Slayer deeds for reporting gold spammers? No, but I love it. That sounds great. Yeah. Will Northern Mirkwood be connected to the existing landscape or use some sort of transportation mechanic? I don't know. I think the intention is to connect it, but I don't actually know that. I would need to check with the world building team. It's a little too early, I think, to get into that. OCE equals oceanic. Okay, so you're looking for a European server? The answer to that is no. We have no plans to do European located servers for Lotro. Sorry. Can I answer questions about the locks on 3 6-man? Keep in mind, that is the only thing left for people to do. The only thing? Oh my god! We don't sleep. We don't eat. I've quit my job. All jobs are dead. All we have left to do in this world is run the 3 and 6-man instances. I like the dedication. But I did, I think, answer that. Sorry. How insulting? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Oh, Oceanic is Australia. Okay, so Australian servers. I mean, in a perfect world, we'd have servers all around the globe, but the reality is we have no plans to expand our servers to other parts of the world. I did answer the question about the locks on the 3 to 6-man, but let me repeat that. We are, with update 21.3, the tier 1 is going to be, the chest locks are going to be 3 times per week. Tier 2 and T2C will remain 1 time. And all the gear is going to be bound to account. Sorry, Bell's big brother. Oceanic means Southeast Asia, Australia, not Europe. I apologize. I don't know. Please talk about... Sorry, I'm just trying to go through. We had someone moderating that. Just a couple of quotes. Someone was like, getting angry that I wasn't talking about the instance chest locks for T2 content. I guess I don't really quite understand. I thought I did talk about it. We're going to make them once per week here with 21.3. On the... So, I don't know. Oh, and the 3 to 6-man, not the rate. Okay. I understand what you're saying now. I have not heard of... Sorry about that. I have not heard of any additional changes to the chest locks and the 3 or 6-man other than what is already out there. We have been taking a look at that feedback, but I don't... that's not being changed at this time. Sorry about that. I got confused. Oh yeah, but they're just daily locks, right? So that means you can just run it once a day. Yeah. What about the bugs in the 6-man? Here is what we have so far in our 21.3 release notes for the Dungeons of Nerband. We are adding a new chest for players who make it out of the Dungeons of Flame. Thraknul's Chains of Malice attack will include an induction and different effect icon, sort of a bit of a tell. Damage done by the anti-healing debuffs has been reduced. Fewer non-boss mobs will spawn between the first and second boss fights. Additionally, area of effect damage from Thraknul and the Flame Spirits has been reduced. Thraknul is now more resistant to unintentionally resetting when being kited. We have additional tell attacks for the major boss attacks. And the door to Thraknul's arena will now reset more reliably when the fight resets. And the Court of Saragost for update 21.3. The first door can now be opened in combat to prevent players from getting stuck inside. The door remains locked during the boss fight. The Black Numenorian Slayer deed now indicates how many need to be defeated. Lareth the Stained resets now have broadcast to make them less confusing, and Lareth will now always reset when both rangers are killed. All bosses in the Tier 2 dungeons of Nerband and Court of Saragost instances will now have an increased chance of dropping incomparable gear, so we're jacking up the drop rate on incomparable gear in both Dungeons of Nerband and Court of Saragost on Tier 2. And those instance chests do have a one-day lock on them to allow for that very large increase in drop rates. We are doubling, in some cases tripling, the drop rate of things. And so that's why we have those one-day locks. Still just once a day. But that's the intention there. Do we plan on making any changes to the Aria of the Valar as far as what trait points are given? Currently, you have to go back to Gondor and grind a lot as well after using the Aria of the Valar. We've heard that feedback. At this time, we are not intending to add additional trait points to the Aria of the Valar, but we have been seeing that feedback, so we'll consider it maybe in the future here. Let me get this from Bloodborne, who says, I do want to clarify with the 25 Days of X-Pax, that is Bloodborne's event, which kicks off on December 1st on twitch.tv/Bloodborne. He has 5 copies of each of the non-Mordor base edition expansions for the giveaways. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I apologize, Thor. I mix up in my head the 3 to 6 man chest lock with the raid chest lock adjustment coming in 21.3. In 21.3, the chest locks on Dungeons of Nerband and Court of Saragost will be daily, not 3 times a week or once a week or anything like that. That's the raid. The Nerband and Saragost will be daily chest locks. Sorry. Yeah, you're right, Brinalicious. So the reality is, I am not a world traveler. I've been to Canada a few times, but I lived in Minnesota. So I've never been to Australia. I've never been to New Zealand. I'd love to, but I've never been. So. Have we considered an offer of a discount on the 1-year VIP sub? We haven't gone that route yet. We're always looking at things we can do. Any unique titles for the raid? I'm pretty sure the raid's got a new like original challenger thing. Any Bjorning Love coming our way for the bugs? Yes. That is high on our list of class work to do in 2018. I can't promise that it'll be next, but it's high up there. It'll be among the first things we do. My understanding is the unbound keys that you have in shared storage. Oh god, I don't want to say that until I might be wrong. I don't think the binding status is changing, but I could be wrong about that. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I've got a lot of chat to get to. Let's see. This is over on YouTube. On Evernight, we did the 6-man challenge. Thanks for challenging stuff. Thank you. What is my favorite PC game? Well, that has to be Lord of the Rings Online. I'm contractually required to say that. Any word on the 64-bit client? I did address that earlier, but it's we're continuing to work on it. It's a bit of a slow burn. The main engineer who's been tasked to work on that has been pulled away a little bit recently just to work on some other pressing engineering issues, but that person is continuing to work on the 64-bit client, and we'll let you know. Any presence in PAX East in 18? I will be there on Friday, hanging out. We do not have an official booth there. I am tentatively scheduling a Lotro and DDO player meetup for that Friday. All ages. Probably like a restaurant or something like that. That's funny. Emmy. If I asked a girl to be my girlfriend and she says she needs to think about it, how long should I wait? It's been 12 days. I don't want to be this bearer of bad news there, dude. But, 12 days. I'm so sorry. Can we see the couch? We don't have a couch here. I like the idea of additional chat boxes specifically for Fellowship, WorldTel, etc., rather than have to manually reset them. That would be probably an engineering task. They're a little busy on other things at the moment, but that's pretty cool. I actually did manage to fill an hour. So 1 day locks on 3-man and the 6-man, removing ash drops on the landscape, and keys becoming character bound from now on. Yes. The binding of store-bought keys is not being changed. Any plans for Lotra to go onto consoles? Sorry, no, not really. That would be a big effort to port it to PS4, Xbox One, that kind of thing. And we just don't have the staff or dedication to do that right now. It's just not going to happen. Sorry. Okay, that's going to wrap it up with Court of the Rings here on twitch.tv/LotraStream, YouTube, and Facebook. If you subscribe to us on YouTube, you'll get these videos in your subscription feed. Like us on Facebook to get both these live videos and our other content, and includes things like the downtime, uptime notices when we get them. Also, if you follow us on Twitch, you'll be notified for when all of our great streamers go live. We have got a lot of shows on twitch.tv/LotraStream 7 days a week, and I know for a fact we have at least one or so new ones coming on, so very much appreciate it. If you are checking out Bloodborne's channel, hope you enjoy his giveaway there. Otherwise, we do have some really cool shows on LotraStream here today and elsewhere as well. Bye-bye. Thank you for bearing with me in this Cordovan Talk Show episode of Court of the Rings. I'll be back next week doing actual questing type things. See you around.